Evening, everyone. Iron Leprechaun coming at you. Trying something a little different today. I am coming at you in the evening. Obviously, I didn't say good morning. So, it's a little darker in here, and I'm not post-gym like I normally am. And I just wanted to come with a different approach than I normally do. Not because the subject matter is any less or more important. Just I pre-recorded this video couple days ago and had a couple people look at it, and it ended up being a little longer than I wanted it to be, and it didn't need to be. So I'm redoing it, and I just got a different mindset as I'm later in the day, and I've had time to ruminate on things, and we're going to talk about something that you hear talked about a lot, and it's I don't want to say bad, but it's got kind of a bad connotation to it as of late. And I typically use it in a more negative sense because it definitely affects me. And what I'm talking about is instant gratification. Now, who doesn't like instant gratification? I mean, you go to the store, you give them the money, you get what you want to buy. That's a basic example. You're hungry, you get some food. All right. Well, the issue is with instant gratification, it brings on a sense of entitlement, which we can talk about for hours. But we're not going to spend too much on it. I want to settle on instant gratification. So, coming from a recovering alcoholic and drug addict perspective, as I do with most things, instant gratification was like a huge thing in my life. So with drugs and alcohol, as soon as I consumed any of that stuff, immediately whatever I was feeling was rectified. I could be sad, I could be pissed, for a number of things, but I instantly felt different. Now, I don't necessarily mean I felt better, but I felt different. And that was the goal. That was the objective. So the thing with instant gratification is once I become used to that, as I was with drugs and alcohol, you don't have to have a drug and alcohol history to exhibit this. But once I become used to instantly receiving gratification for something, the problem is I build a sense of normalcy around that. And when I don't get it, because not everything comes instantly, I get more butthurt and upset. And then I get into a negative headspace. And then I'm not fun to be around. And I cause more problems because I'm in a pissy mood. And you know what I'm talking about. You get upset about something, then you're walking through your house, you stub your toe, you drop your coffee, it spills everywhere. It sets off a chain reaction. That's what happens with a bad attitude. So the idea is to avoid that. And a good way to avoid that is to try and execute a way of living that brings on a slower gratifying result. And that will undo eventually. It takes some work. It ain't easy. It's simple. It ain't easy. It undoes that natural wiring that we have, that conditioning we've had, the habit of receiving that instant gratification. And then we're able to not be as upset, not be as perturbed. Our expectation level drops a little bit. Don't have low expectations. I'm not advocating that. There's times where it's okay to have expectations. Go for the goal. Go for what you want. Execute. Make it happen. But to always expect things to work out the way we want them to is foolish, because life doesn't work that way. Life doesn't work that way. And as an addict, with that addict wiring in my brain, I spent every waking hour trying to force my will on the world around me so that I could get an instant change that I was seeking. And that's foolish, because when we interact with the world, especially other people, they don't have the same expectations of situations working out a certain way as we do. They have a different viewpoint of things. We cannot. I don't care how isolated you try to be. There is no way of surviving an existence that can be fruitful on your own. So you have to engage with other people at work, at the store, your family, whoever. And they don't always share the same view of how shit's got to go. So that in turn increases the possibility that I'm not always going to get what I want, or at least it's not going to turn out exactly how I want. So it's really good to have some acceptance around this. Let it go. And I got to tell you, it ain't just drug addicts and alcoholics and people that have gambling addictions and sex addictions. It ain't just addicts, man. The whole world has become alcoholic. The whole world has become addict. The reason is because we have advanced so much as a society technologically that we get things real easy. We get things real quick because we got all sorts of other things to do. Take the food example. You're hungry, you eat food, you get the result, you feel satiated. Well, guess what? I don't have to go home, chop up the veggies, cook them up, get the burger out, grill it up, get the buns. I don't gotta do all that. I don't gotta make my food. Instant gratification says I can go down to McDonald's, I can go down to Burger King, I can go to the nearest 7-Eleven, whatever, some convenience store, and they got food for me. Instantly, I pay the money, I got food, I can eat it. Everybody wins, right? Well, the problem is we all know, no matter what we would try to tell ourselves and what the world would tell us, that when we make our own food, it's usually healthier, it usually tastes better, and we just have a better sense of accomplishment that we achieved. We made this, we did this. And there's nothing wrong with that. Talk what you will about pride, but having some basic level pride in yourself and accomplishing and achieving things, something as simple as making your own damn dinner, it's simple, but there's people that don't do it. There's people that don't do it because they're used to instant gratification. They're used to someone else doing it for them. And your sense of pride, confidence, competence, those all grow up when you do things for yourself and you take the time. And the more time you spend doing something, the more effort you put into it, the more you have to sacrifice something, your time, your money, your something, anything. The more sacrifice that goes into the gratification, the more worthwhile it is. Okay? It's like going out and, your son, you buy him a car. Well, okay, he ain't going to treat it as well as you would. He ain't going to treat it as well as he would if he had saved up over, the course of 2, 3, 4 years and bought that car he wanted. He's going to treat it good. It's going to be clean. It's going to run right. All the maintenance is going to be done on it. And, because and it's not because it's his car. You could have bought him a car and it'd be his car. It's because he sacrificed and put effort and blood, sweat, and tears into it. And that is what I'm getting at. The more we slow down and put a little effort and time and be willing to wait for the right result to come, we appreciate it more. That seems to be lost these days. It ain't just the drug addicts and alcoholics, man. It's all of us. It's everywhere. This phone I'm recording this video on, that's a big perpetrator of instant gratification. We used to use libraries to look up things, And then it was the internet. And we had to go to the library to use the internet. And then we got computers at home. And we started, and then we got it on our phone, which was, believe it or not, Gen X, I'm outing myself here, but we used to use it just for calling people. And now you can do all sorts of stuff with it. Everything can be done on the phone. This advance in technology and the convenience of it makes it less valuable. It loses its value. So if, this is meant to spark, some insight. Think about it. Look around. Are there things you could, you ain't that busy. You ain't that busy. Is there something you can take a little more time and put more of your effort into to make it more satisfying and gratifying? I promise you from experience and watching other people do it, you will feel better about yourself. And when you feel better about yourself, you're better at serving other people. And that needs to happen a lot more in this world today. Iron Leprechaun signing out. Like and share, all that good stuff. Link's going to be in the bio. Go to the YouTube channel, let people know about it. And comment on it. Let's dialogue about this stuff. Let's talk about it. This ain't just me talking. This is us talking. I'm not just sharing stuff that I think you need to do. I'm sharing stuff I need to do. And this is how we help each other. Y'all have a safe weekend. See you next time.